Hi, everybody. We're up here whacking and stacking and yakking today. That's good. Whacking, stacking, and yakking. We're on this state job and we're hacking around. We've had some this, that, and the others go on this past week here, and we're just running a skeleton crew. I got some of this wood I'm working up has been through the din, but most of it has been Pee-wee just cut it down with a buncher, knock the tops out of them, and they're coming in, and I'm actually handling the yard. Now, if you look there, you see where that chunk just fell? You see that little stack of short wood there? That's wood I actually need to turn around and cut the ends of them off. I end up, when I'm getting buried like this, like Junkyard's burying me right now, I usually throw that stuff in a pile there and cheat, so I can kind of try to keep what he's doing cleaned out, you know. And me and him's trying to just whack up a bunch of timber while I'm on the knackle boom this morning while waiting on Joni Baloney. She's back at the mill this morning, and she is with a son of a bucking, what you call it? That's what she's with. A son of a bucking, what you call it? Workman's comp dude. There's a workman's comp dude out there wanting to go through the mill, look around, make sure we're all being in, we're all being safe. So he wanted to check on that. So I'm a whacking and stacking for Joni. And now usually you see all this scrubby, trashy crap that's going on there. When you got a top with the buncher and stuff, you can't take care of a lot of that stuff with a rubber tire buncher. You can with a track machine, but you're talking 4 times as much money too. So what I'm basically doing is usually I take the din back there and Pee-wee knocks them down until we get, unless there's a big tree that's got to be hand cut or something. And then me and Raji, one will cut it. But he's knocking them down. I'm using the din to process them up. And then I can get up in the top. Now that we're mechanical, I can get up in the top and get some small stuff out of the scragwood out of the top of these trees that we used to not be able to get by hand before. So that's kind of a new thing for us, and it's kind of messy right now, but we're working at it. That's that stack you're looking away from the boom over the horizon there. That stack of small stuff is some scrag logs I come up with the din the other day. We didn't have the boom in the yard, so I was actually using the din. I actually set up the yard over by a pile of crap down there, and I was running the yard with the din. And then when the knuckle boom showed up, I stacked my din logs out of the way and ended up loading them out at the end of the job. Basically the end of this day, actually. I think Joni Baloney shows up, and then me and her ends up working together at the end of this day, banging out trucks, getting this job finished up. We're on the last day or so of this job, I think. Maybe the last day. But where was that? Anyhow, oh yeah, Vidges. Vidges ain't been real good here lately, I know that. I've been so daggone busy, I can't edit good and make them exciting, entertaining. I just kind of got to flop them up there. And so we're trying to inventory the mill, stuff like that's going on. And then we went to the logging show and met a bunch of cool freaking people. I didn't hardly even get to look at the logging show. Mommy finally took the babies and took him off somewhere else to play because I was just meeting some cool people, learning stuff. Man, you guys, some of you guys that watch this channel has freaking taught me so daggone much. It's unreal. Man, I thought I knew how to log before I started that YouTube channel. And boy, getting to talk to all you guys is, I learned more stuff from talking to y'all than I could ever imagine. I don't know how the connections and the people and the wonderful people, look up, pop there, split the wishbone. The assholes out there, they don't really, they ain't in the channel anyways, because they're just, this channel's, too nerdy. You know what I mean? It ain't cool enough. So usually them guys don't even bother with me anyways. So what's left is all these cool freaking people that's just eager to learn, it seems like, and knows a lot. And daggone, you're stretched all over the eastern part of the United States for the most part, and some in the west and the south and everywhere else. Poor old Cotton Top, I bug that guy all the freaking time. I'm gonna have to start sending him money for babysitting. But no, daggone, Stump Jumper, that Chipper guy, Cotton Top, Billy Ray, New England Logger even, and we don't learn nothing from Stevie. Even if we did learn something, we would never tell Stevie we learned nothing anyhow. We don't want Stevie's head getting blowed up any fatter than it already is. But anyways, I jumped around subjects again. I know this video's dragging on. It's not making any freaking sense. Oh, yeah. So anyways, we've been busy last weekend. Then this weekend, Mommy has got us plane tickets to San Antonio, Texas. We are going to Texas to look at a Sarah's truck. Now, if we're flying, we ain't bought it yet, but if I'm flying to Texas to look at Sarah's truck, it's pretty serious. So, and we're going down to look at the 4x4 bonder with the DT466E in it, and I'm thinking, yeah, baby, it is ugly as sin, and I'm starting to fall in love with it. I hate to say that before you even get there, but I'm really starting to fall in love with it. I'm gonna try to charge up my camera. I gotta go by myself and stuff. Can't get Mommy away. I wanted to take her with me and take her to the Alamo Museum and stuff like that and see some of that stuff. And I wanted to really do that. Oh, bless America. Been having to hand cut some this week and stuff, and I'd hate to admit that I'm getting out of shape, but for some reason I'm a little bit tired. Stevie, I don't know if you'd understand this or not. You probably don't do much hand cutting, but I kind of tuckered my little self out today. But we're on a big job. We moved after this. We moved to a big job with some big timber. Man, she is some scrumptious stuff. There's some nice white oak pulling out of that, which is, you know, usually we just do run-of-the-mill saw timbers. What we're usually after. We ain't really into big veneer and stuff like that. But we are on this job. But now I would talk about the species of things and stuff, but you can't see good enough in this video to even tell. I can't even tell what the species are from where I'm sitting at the computer here. Junkyard, we about got him hemmed in. He's about to stack me in. He ain't even got room to get in the yard now. Oh, I wish I'd have got me and Mama. Oh, one of these days I'll put this camera on here like this here. When I got me and Mama working tandem in the yard. Like when we get to the end of the job, I usually bring the din out of the woods and me and Mama sits up together and we just freaking whack and stack, crank the trucks out and break in, pour the wood to the yard. You know, usually when you start a logging job, it's like this here. When you start a logging job, number one priority, of course, Big Daddy gets the job set up. That's first priority. Then comes cutting. Cutting is the biggest priority next. Throwing the wood on the ground, getting that wood on the ground, getting the pipeline full, is what we call it. Getting that wood down there on the ground, and then comes the, then you start stockpiling, skidding, getting your beef up going, you know, getting your pipeline full, and then then it starts towards the middle of the job. The priorities swing towards more skidding, moving the wood up, getting the wood pulled closer to the yard. It's an overall, in general speaking, is what I'm talking about. You see that log with the pink paint on there? That's what I had the log set up for the din. That was my measure log I was cutting up with the din. And I'll come in and measure another log up today. And broke a very good chain of thought. The guitar's kicked in. Oh yeah, so anyhow, then you get towards the end of the job. It's just like as the job rolls on, you just keep pulling your mess in closer to the yard, and towards the end of the job, then you got a yard full of bottleneck. This is about what we're looking at right here. And then that's when it's nice. Get that din out there and a knuckle boom and a din bang out trucks, clean up wood. I feed her. In some cases, you know, all your yards always set up a little different. Sometimes I'll feed her, and other times I'll feed her, get two loads or so pushed in front of her table, and then I'll go around and load up trucks when they come in, or just whatever. However, we have to work together to get the job done. But it's just neat having the din to soak up all that stuff, you know. But what you're seeing with all the mess and stuff, usually when the din-din's back there top and she don't get much of that stuff, that's a good throw. She don't get much of that stuff like that piled up on her in the yard. You know, you can see all the trash and stuff that usually gets left back in the woods when the din-din's back there. You know, this hardwood's a little bit different from what y'all seen on cotton top. You know, well, now he's done hardwood that way too, but we're in select cut. It's just a little bit different operation, and he's more established, and we've been around a long time, but we've been working on, you know, getting mill going and stuff like that. And you know, the woods just ain't perfect. There's more that can be done to get the woods operations perfect, but it's pretty good for our area. We got a pretty good setup for our area. But you take a guy like Cotton Top from down south that's got his stuff together. You know, they got a good infrastructure, they got good company land, they got big parcels of land. You know, I mean, it just makes it all together different, you know, to watch. You know, this is not as efficient as, say, what he's running, but I get to grade out the wood good. I can see good, you know. So there's just gives and takes everywhere you go. And we're sorting stuff out, and in our area we don't have big cranes and stuff like that to unload our tree link logs and stuff. So we're pretty much, everybody and their brother in our area, they just pretty much have a combination clamp loader in the yard, you know, something like a 544 Werner's. I think they're running an L90. They're running L90s around them Volvo. They're bigger. They're bigger Volvo loaders, you know. So everybody's systems is kind of matching that in our area, hardwood stuff, you know. But I guess that's it. Then it gets down to the little stuff at the end. Now, a guy could, you know, we're just getting into that now because we're not so much hand cut and cable skidder anymore, so we can start pulling some of that lower grade stuff out of the woods and start dealing with it too, you know. So that's starting at it, and we're not real smooth at it yet, but we're working at it. We're getting better. We're getting better. Every job it seems like we're just getting a lot better. But right here, this looks kind of disorganized and grabastic, but for the most part, usually the stuff she's getting, you see that crooked stuff out there off the top of the screen. When I raise the boom up, you'll be able to see out there on the logs piled up there. You'll see some crooked stuff out there. Now, usually most of that stuff, I'm usually taking the bend in and cleaning that all out. But Pee Wee's kind of leaving it on because he can't, you know, top real good with his head, you know. So he's just kind of leaving it on, and Knuckle Boom kind of cleaned it up out there in the yard. There's a swag log right there. That's a scrag log pile. But anyways, thanks guys. Later on.